Greetings, guys. It's Irish. I thought I would answer some of the comments that I got recently. One person, um, one of my subscribers, was curious how I got the temperature stuff to work, and then and another person was curious how I got Qt Browser to work. So this little guy here. So I thought I would they wanted a full-fledged video of it, but I didn't think there was enough material for that, so I thought I would just show you what I did for it. So, one second. So I thought I would just go through that. So when I initially found this little guy here, which is Simple Monitor, uh, it's supposed to show your CPUs, all the CPUs that you have, and then it's supposed to show your your thermal stuff for how hot it is. So right now a lot of them are about 100, so that's about average, but I like to keep it on Celsius. So it took me a while to figure out, how to get this to go. So I talked to a couple people. They said to get LM sensors, and I tried to go into my kernel and figure it out that way, but I noticed that I needed a program called ACPI. So that's the one that you want, and then I can show you guys where to go in your kernel. So we'll say sudo make config. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sudo make menu config. All right, one second. Okay, I had it correctly. It's just separated these. So make menu config. Oh, duh. So you need to go into your Linux folder also. Now we'll say sudo make menu config. So this will bring up your configurations for your kernel, and I'll show you exactly how to search for it and where to go to make sure that you build in the correct modules. So when you come here, if you're just looking for ACPI, if you do a backslash, it brings up the search configuration, and all we do is say ACPI, and then this will bring up a search results. So the one that I think I used was number 2. Let me take a look here. Nope. So if we hit exit, say 1. Okay, so it's under. So if we go back here, you'll see the power. So it's under power management and then ACPI options. So if we go back to it, you want to make sure that it's in the ACPI advanced support. And then this one, I believe it's not written into it. So I think you want this one, the ACPI. Let me check the third option here. Yeah, so you want this first option right here. Make sure that it's built into it, and then go into this. I believe it is allow upgrading. So you want to build in the ACPI configuration file into this. So let's just go back, exit. But if you don't want to search for it, it would be under device drivers, and then you want to go down to let me see here. The only downside to doing your own kernel is there's so many options that you can get lost in here. So forgive me on this. Power management. Here we go. Yeah, so yeah, this ACPI was not enabled, so I just built it in. And then what you do is make sure you rebuild the configuration file. So you do a make J5 or whatever, how many cores you have, and then make module install. And then you can either point the kernel to the BZ image or just say make install, which it writes everything. So if we go to boot, so it will build all of these mmap, system map. So you could just do the VM linas dot. So this is my old config. And then you just say grub dash make config dash o yada yada yada. So the other comment that I got was, how did I get Qt Browser? Because I told you in the last video that I couldn't install it because I was going around in circles. I'll show you where I was going around in circles and what I did to figure this out. So one of the packages needed for Qt Browser is Python Qt5. So what it was saying was it needed one of the Python targets, so none of them were, was enabled. So I had to make sure that Python 3.5 was enabled, because Qt Browser right up here is enabled with 3.5. But when I did that and redid it, it was asking for SQL Web Engine, or Web Engine, WebKit, or Web Channel. So it was asking for all of these, but it wasn't asking, it was in a very cryptic way. So that was one of the ones that I needed. And then if we actually just exit out, then the other one was, if we go into our package that accept keywords, go down here, Qt Browser needed to be unmasked, or make sure that I use the latest version, but also that the PyGements make sure that that was at the latest version. Same thing with pypeg. So I think there was one more thing. So it was pretty much the use. It was just the use one that was giving me trouble. So let's go back into use. So it was the target Python which was giving me the issue. I would try to, just take your time and read the error. If you need help, a good channel to get help in is the Gentoo IRC channel. Just make sure that if you need to output anything, get wget paste. It's a very cool program that will give you it would print out what the errors you're giving, what you're seeing, so any of these guys in here can help you. That's why I love, one of the reasons why I love Gentoo is that the Gentoo community is so much better than what Arch is. So, but I know this wasn't much of a video, but hopefully I answered some of the people's questions. If you guys have any other questions regarding my screen or any of my programs that I do, just put them down in the comments, and if I know that there's enough material, I'll do a full-fledged video on it, or I'll just make one of these little snippet things. So hopefully, again, you guys got something out of it. Just again, with Gentoo, you just have to take your time and make sure that everything is satisfied. I recently did the whole GCC upgrade from 5.4 to 6.4. that was a interesting experience because you had to one shot, which means just upgrade that one package, and then you had to upgrade another package. Then you had to rebuild all the libraries, which was like, for me, there was, I think, like 249 packages. Then I was getting a discrepancy or a dependency conflict in a slot. So what I had to do was upgrade the Python or the dbus-python to the next one, and yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. Hopefully, if anything else like that happens, I can maybe make a video of like a monthly upgrade just to show you. Again, I've only been on Gentoo on and off for about 9 months now, so I'm starting to get the hang of it. But uh, a good channel is Meshy. He does a living with Gentoo, and he has used it for years. Uh, and I actually go to his videos if I need any assistance or even talk to him. Um, so, but in the next video, I'm going to start my Arch install. I just need to load install VirtualBox on here, and then just run through it really fast since it's been like a couple months since I've done a Arch install. So I did say I was planning on doing a ZFS install of Arch, but from my research, it's a pain in the ass. I have to create my own Arch ISO, load in all of the ZFS stuff, image that, put it to a memory stick, and then redo it like you would do a normal Arch install. So I don't know if I'll do that unless there's another way. I think I saw one video on it where a guy did a wget or a like yeah wget where it's been done for him. So if I can find something like that, I'll still do it. And then maybe I can do a an actual Gentoo installation too if you guys are interested. But hopefully you guys have a good week, have a good Thanksgiving for those who celebrate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.